Okay, so I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep and I need to tell you what happened 6 days ago. Something that completely changed everything I thought I knew about death, about heaven, about what's waiting for us on the other side. And if you've lost someone you love, or if you're afraid of death, or if you're watching someone you care about slip away right now, I need you to hear this before November 8th. Because what my mother showed me in her final hour isn't just a story. It's a message for everyone who's afraid of what comes next. Let me back up. My mother had been in hospice care for 2 weeks, stage 4 cancer, and the doctors said she had maybe days left. I'd been staying at the hospital, sleeping in that uncomfortable chair next to her bed, holding her hand, watching her fade. You know that feeling when someone you love is leaving and there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop it? That helpless, desperate feeling. That's where I was. On Thursday night around 11 p.m., something shifted. Mom hadn't been fully conscious for about 18 hours. She was just breathing, barely there. But suddenly her eyes opened and she was looking at something in the corner of the room. Not at me, not at the ceiling, but at something specific. And then she smiled. I mean, really smiled, the kind of smile I hadn't seen on her face in months. Her whole face just lit up with this joy that seemed impossible for someone in her condition. I said, "Mom, what do you see?" And she turned to me, completely lucid for the first time in days, and said, "He's here. Jesus is here." Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Part of me thought it was the morphine, the brain shutting down, hallucinations. But here's what I can't explain. I felt something in that room. The air changed. It got warmer, heavier, like the room was suddenly full of a presence. I couldn't see, but absolutely could feel. And my mother, who'd been in so much pain, her face was completely peaceful. She kept talking to someone I couldn't see. She'd say things like, "Yes, I understand, and I'm ready, and thank you for waiting for me." This went on for maybe 20 minutes. And then she looked at me with these clear, focused eyes and said, "Baby, I need to tell you what I'm seeing because people need to know. They need to know it's real." What she told me in the next 40 minutes before she took her last breath, that's what I need to share with you right now. Because she made me promise I would tell people. She said, "Don't let them be afraid. Tell them what I saw." She described heaven, but not in the way you hear in church or read in books. She said, "It's not a place up in the sky. It's right here, right next to us, separated by something so thin, like a veil. And when you die, the veil just lifts." She said she could see both worlds at the same time. She could see me sitting next to her bed, crying, holding her hand. But she could also see Jesus standing in the corner, smiling at her. And she said behind him, the room just opened up into something so beautiful she couldn't find words for it. She kept saying, the colors are wrong here. The real colors are over there." Mom told me she could see people she loved who'd already died. Her mother, my grandmother, who passed when I was 10, was standing right there. Her father, my grandfather, who died before I was born, he was there too. She described them in detail, what they were wearing, how they looked. But she said they didn't look old or sick like they did when they died. They looked young, perfect, whole. She said, "Everyone over there is the best version of themselves. All the pain, all the sickness, all the brokenness, it's gone." But here's what really got me. She said she could see her whole life, not like memories, but like she was watching it all happen at once. Every moment, every choice, every person she'd ever met. And she said Jesus was walking through it with her, showing her things she'd never understood. Times when she thought she was alone, he showed her he'd been right there. Times when she thought she'd failed, he showed her how he'd used those failures for good. Times when she'd been cruel or selfish, he showed her his forgiveness. She kept crying and saying, "I wasted so much time worrying. I wasted so much time being afraid." She told me about 5 specific things she learned in those moments, and she made me write them down. She was so insistent about this, grabbing my hand, making sure I got every word. The first thing she said was, "Tell people that death isn't the end. It's not even close to the end. It's like walking through a doorway. You're still you on the other side, just more you than you've ever been." She said that everything that matters here, love, relationships, kindness, it all matters even more over there. But everything that doesn't matter, money, status, what people think of you, that stuff just evaporates. The second thing she said was, "Tell people that Jesus is real and he's nothing like what religious people make him out to be. He's not angry, he's not keeping score. He's not waiting to punish anyone. He's just love. Pure, overwhelming, unconditional love. And he's been pursuing everyone their entire lives, waiting for them to notice him." She said when she saw him, all her doubts just vanished. Every question she'd ever had about faith, about God, about suffering, they all just made sense instantly. The third thing, and this one made her cry, she said, Tell people that the ones they've lost aren't gone. They're closer than they think. They're on the other side of that thin veil, and they're cheering them on. They're proud of them. They're waiting for them. She specifically mentioned my father who died when I was 16. She said, "Your dad is here and he wants you to know he's been watching you. He's so proud of the man you've become, and he'll be waiting for you when it's your time." Now, I know some of you watching this are in different places with all of this. Maybe you just lost someone and you're drowning in grief right now. Maybe you're watching someone you love die and you feel helpless. Maybe you're terrified of your own death. Or maybe you've never thought much about any of this, but something made you click on this video. Wherever you are, my mother had something specific she wanted me to tell you. If you're grieving right now, if you lost someone and the pain feels unbearable, she said to tell you this. Your person isn't suffering anymore. Whatever pain they were in, whatever struggle they face, it's over. They're whole, they're at peace, and they want you to live, really live, not just survive. They don't want you stuck in grief forever. They want you to keep going, keep loving, keep being the person they knew you could be. The sadness you feel, that's love with nowhere to go. But it has somewhere to go. Let it push you toward other people, toward kindness, toward making their memory mean something. If you're watching someone die right now, sitting by their bedside like I was, she said this. Don't be afraid for them. What's coming for them is so much better than what they're leaving. Talk to them, even if they seem unconscious. They can hear you. Tell them it's okay to let go. Tell them you'll be okay. Give them permission to stop fighting and rest. The greatest gift you can give someone who's dying is peace. Don't make them hold on for your sake. Let them go with your blessing. If you're afraid of your own death, and honestly, who isn't? She said the fear is based on not knowing. But now you know. Death isn't darkness. It's not ceasing to exist. It's not scary. It's beautiful. It's going home. She said dying felt like the most natural thing in the world. Like exhaling after holding your breath for a lifetime. She said, I wish I hadn't spent so many years afraid of this. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. And if you've never really thought about faith, or Jesus, or any of the spiritual stuff, she had a message for you too. She said, tell them Jesus isn't religion. Religion is humans trying to reach up to God. Jesus is God reaching down to humans. You don't have to clean yourself up first. You don't have to get your life together. You don't have to understand everything. Just talk to him. He's already there, waiting. He's been there your whole life. The fourth thing she told me to share was about regret. She said, when you see your whole life from that perspective, the only regrets that matter are the times you didn't love people enough, the times you held grudges, the times you were too proud to apologize, the times you were too scared to be vulnerable. Everything else, all the stuff we stress about, careers and money and achievements, none of that mattered at all. In the last 10 minutes before she died, Mom got very serious. She grabbed my hand hard and said, listen carefully because I don't have much time. I need you to tell people what I'm about to say. She took a few breaths and I could tell it was getting harder for her to speak. But she pushed through. She said, tell them that November 8th matters. Something is coming, something big. People who are ready will know what to do. People who are paying attention will see the signs. I asked her what she meant, but she just shook her head and said, you'll understand when it happens. Just make sure people are ready. Make sure they're paying attention to what God is trying to tell them right now. Then she said the fifth thing, the last lesson she wanted me to share. She said, tell them that every day they're alive is a gift and a test. A gift because they get to experience love, beauty, connection. A test because they have to choose. Every single day they choose whether to live for themselves or for something bigger. Whether to love or to judge. Whether to forgive or to hold grudges. Whether to notice God or ignore him. Those choices matter more than anything. She looked at Jesus in the corner again, and her smile got even bigger. She said, he says it's time. I have to go now. And I said, Mom, I'm not ready. I don't want you to go. She squeezed my hand and said, baby, I'm not leaving you. I'm just going ahead. I'll be right there waiting when it's your turn. And it'll feel like no time at all. You'll blink and I'll be there, running to you. Those were her last words to me. She closed her eyes, took 3 more breaths, and then she was gone. But here's the thing. The peace in that room, it didn't leave when she died. If anything, it got stronger. And I absolutely knew that what she told me was true. So here's what I need you to do. If you've been running from God, stop running. He's not chasing you to punish you. He's pursuing you because he loves you. If you've been afraid of death, let that fear go. What's waiting for you is better than anything here. If you've been holding grudges or putting off reconciliation, fix it now. Don't wait. Life is too short, and eternity is too long to carry that bitterness with you. And if you lost someone, talk to them. I know they can't answer, but they can hear you. Tell them what you wish you'd said. Thank them. Forgive them. Release them. They're okay. Better than okay. Let me pray the way my mother would want me to. God, thank you for giving us that glimpse behind the veil. Thank you for showing us that death isn't the end, just a transition. For everyone watching this who's grieving, wrap them in comfort. Let them feel the presence of the ones they've lost. For everyone who's afraid, replace their fear with peace. And for everyone who doesn't know you yet, help them see that you're real. You're close, and you've been waiting for them their whole lives. Thank you for my mother, and for the gift of her final words. Help us live like people who know what's coming, who understand what really matters. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for listening. My mother's last wish was that people would know the truth about what's waiting for us. Death isn't the enemy. It's the doorway to everything we were created for. Don't be afraid. Be ready.